Okay, you guys, let me tell you about this couple as a really good example on not to settle for less and not to support any kind of deadbeat. Juan here is the kind of guy that is literally a deadbeat in everything. Even his own father says that he is lazy and he has never worked hard for anything. And he is the kind of man that will live off of you. As long as he gets high, his child support is paid, and his dick gets wet, he won't care about anything else. Gela Branch here is a very good example to not take care of a deadbeat. When these two started talking, he had another bench warrant out for his arrest. Not only for child support, but they were also looking for him for possible questioning that he did to a previous ex. And what the both of them don't know is that they were turned in by friends and a few family members that they are both very close to. There's clear evidence that after the police has left, that they both came out of his parents' house, looked around, see that the coast was clear, and drove off in her car. And this has been done multiple times. Eventually, the police was able to arrest him in November after more evidence was turned in through Crime Stoppers, not only from people that he knew, but also secretly from some of Gela's friends. He spent 3 days in jail until his parents and Gela bailed him out. He was only charged, unfortunately, with just the unpaid child support. The ex did not go through with the charges, and unfortunately, I say we cannot say why. We don't know if enough time has passed. She has to stay protected. The only thing that I can say is she had to get a medical procedure and shoulder surgery because of him. What's funny is her now husband, though, works at the police department, and he actually did his paperwork and watched him 3 days in jail until he made bail. He is actually the one that started sharing her story. He not only shared her story on social media, but he ended up calling in a couple of podcasts that talked about certain subjects just to share her story and his name, just to get it out there. The last update that we have on the previous ex was that she's using her tragic experience that she had with him to help other women when it comes to love and relationships. She did go on to talk about that if he was just honest about himself from the very beginning, like him having a bench warrant, him having more than one child by multiple women, she said she would have never dated him in the first place. What's funny is some of his ex-girlfriends came forward and shared their stories. One girlfriend that he was with for years came forward and she talked about her experience with him. She pretty much was the main breadwinner. She paid most of the bills. She owned the car that he drove. If anything had to be done, she had to do it. She did want the child, and eventually she was able to adopt the child, but he did not want to adopt the child by law. Just in case if anything didn't work out between them, he would not have to pay child support, just like the other kids that he basically abandoned. Fun facts about Juan is he has more than one child. The first child that he had was actually aborted, but that was also because she was underage. So that's kind of why, and you can kind of get an idea about that situation. The second child he had that was born, he gave up full custody of. That way he didn't have to pay child support. And the mother decided that she felt like he was not a good fit to be a father to him anyways. and moved on with her life and got married. And it was just bet for the best, which we all kind of agree. He has his daughter now who he sees sometimes. When he did get arrested and started paying child support plus his back pay, he decided to make a little bit of an effort to see his daughter sometimes, but he still doesn't see his daughter as often as he should. Unfortunately, he still hasn't quite changed. He still believes that he comes first. And I think it's really sad that he actually likes to put on a show and everybody just believes him. He makes people believe that he's a really good dad and he sees his kid often, but he doesn't. So, and honestly, who helps him pay the child support is also Gela, so that way he doesn't get arrested again. But deep down inside, he still is a deadbeat. He doesn't work for anything for himself, and he still lives off of people. Another fun fact is his parents, Linda and Ronald Hernandez, and his cousin, are no better than he is. His parents and cousin has helped him hide from the police multiple times. The first time that he hid from the police, they actually got him a bus ticket out of town and told him to just go hide for a while and maybe come back in a few months. His parents was even spotted at the mall last year, and they had Juan's daughter with them. And it turns out Juan and Gela went out of town for vacation and didn't want to take their daughter with them. If my son stopped paying child support and decided to be irresponsible, I would have literally have beaten his ass and tell him to grow up and be a man. I hope they know with the new laws that's going on right now in Florida, they better have their green cards updated, or they can go back to Costa Rica. One of Gela's friends who wants to stay anonymous gave a few updates recently about their relationship, like they have broken up multiple times and they are always stressed out financially. Gela did purchase a new car, and of course, just like the rest of his ex-girlfriends, Juan drives it, but he doesn't own the car or anything. What I don't understand, and Gela's friends and family, and all viewers of social media that the story has been shared to, is why would you put yourself through school and do all that hard work and sacrifice just to use all of that to take care of a deadbeat? Some people are thinking that maybe she's that lonely and wants to keep a man. Some people think that sometimes women with low self-esteem or have been through, something, feel like they have to take care of a man just to keep him around. I guess what I'm trying to say is plan your future, but don't work your butt off just to take care of somebody, and that person cannot take care of you. Get to know somebody before you get married. Wait and have children after you get married. That way you can build a future budget to start a family, not vice versa. Trust me, life is a lot harder that way. Don't let a man control your body. And if he has multiple children with multiple women and can't pay child support for not even one kid, run.